So I have another new book to show you. It's Sketching Nature, The Beginner's Guide to Keeping a Botanical Sketchbook by Dianne Sutherland. Now it's just been published in 2025 by David and Charles. It's a paperback with 128 pages and it's all about keeping nature themed sketchbooks, and it's got step-by-step instructions, and it also states it's suitable for beginners and also for more experienced artists. So it's, if you're not sure where to start with the sketchbook and you love botanicals, this would be a good place to start. Now it's got quite thick pages. It makes it look more than 128 pages because they are very thick pages, but they're not glossy, they're matte pages, but a nice thick white paper. So we start with the contents. Why keep a nature sketchbook? Sketchbook options, tools and materials, subject, place and time. And then we have some techniques with observational drawing, tonal drawing and painting, colours and mixing, watercolour painting and composition, and adding extra details. We then move on to some projects, and we start with a summary of the process, and then we have a clematis, a poppy, a viola, a primula, a collection of found objects and a lupin. We then have a conclusion and about the author and the index. Now it's always really lovely to see inside other people's sketchbooks, and if you're not really sure where to start on a sketchbook, it's really helpful to have a book like this. It will take you through the whole process from someone who has been working with botanical art for a while. So we start with why keep a nature sketchbook, and it could be for creativity, for learning or for well-being. And we have a discussion here of the difference between nature journals and botanical sketchbooks. And I love that it says here, be inspired but be yourself. It's important to remember your sketchbook is always just for you. It's to make you happy, it's to record your progress. It's not something you ever have to share with anyone else. So do your own thing in your sketchbook. So we then have sketchbook options, including how to make your own sketchbook. And then we have the tools and materials you will need. And we move on to subject, place and time. So would you be drawing inside or outside? Are you going to do a complicated drawing or a simple drawing? So you can have mini projects and collections. There's some tips here for choosing your subjects. And we move on to the techniques. So we have observational drawing, which is working from life. Choosing plant material and mark making. Measuring and looking at the shapes, portraits, perspective and foreshortening, and we have some larger subjects, and then we move on to tonal drawing and painting. And I love these examples from the sketchbooks as well, so beautiful. Then we have understanding light, tips for setting up your lighting and practice, tonal drawing, tonal painting, colours and mixing. We've got here a primary palette that you can mix all of your other colours from. Colour temperature, saturation and values. And then we move on to watercolour painting and the techniques. So we've got wet techniques and dry techniques and composition. Again, more examples of Dianne's sketchbooks. Adding extra details. And then we have the projects. So a summary of the process, colour studies, some botanical terms, and a clematis. Now right now I have a beautiful violet clematis in my garden, so it's lovely to see that there. So we've got all step by step there, right the way through to the finishing touches. And then we move on to a beautiful poppy. I do find on this page the graphite is very faint. Now I know that probably can't be helped because the drawings were very faint, but that's my only criticism. I think is for myself that's really hard to see. Most people will probably see it fine, but I did find with the poppy those first few drawings were very difficult for me to see the graphite, but as we get more detail obviously I can see it, you know, much better. So and then we have a viola. This is a very springy book at the moment. I think you probably have to weigh it down until you've used it a few times. And then we have a primula. Again, every single step there, it's all very easy to understand. And then we have a collection of found objects. A lupin. All the steps there that you need. And the conclusion about the author and the index. So there we go. Now I really do love nature, and these sketchbooks, seen inside people's sketchbooks, it's just wonderful. So Dianne obviously loves doing her sketchbooks. She also has a YouTube channel, so you can check her out on her YouTube channel for more information. And I just think if you know, a little bit worried about starting a sketchbook but you love botanicals, I think it'd be a great place for you to start. So that's Sketching Nature by Dianne Sutherland. I hope you enjoyed having a look through this book.